Are you bidding on a house in this crazy housing market? Are you in a multiple offer bidding war? Well, I have been very successful getting my clients' homes, and I'm going to let you know how I'm doing it. I'm getting started right now. My name is Eli Maggots, and I'm a real estate advisor here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the surrounding areas of South Carolina, specializing in luxury homes and new home construction. But more importantly, I'm your realtor with heart. I'm not trying to sell you a house. I'm here to help you find a home and a lifestyle that you and your family are gonna love. It is so important to find somebody who you like and somebody who you trust. If you think that I can get you to the next best part of your life, please feel free to reach out to me, call me, text me. My information is down below. Now, I put out videos every single week telling you about the best of Charlotte, the surrounding area, and what's going on in the real estate market, and I don't want you to miss any of those videos. So please go down to the red subscribe button, hit that red button, hit the bell. You'll be notified when my new videos are out every single week. And stay tuned to the very end where I'm giving you a free online guide that's gonna tell you everything about the Charlotte area, but you gotta stay tuned to the very end. If you're looking for a house here in the Charlotte metropolitan area or the surrounding areas, or pretty much anywhere else in the country, you see what's going on in the housing market. It is a frenzy. There are lines of people waiting outside for open houses just to get their foot in the door to take a look at a house. So what's going on here in Charlotte? Well, it's the same as everywhere else. We have a lack of inventory. Homes that are listed as coming soon, meaning that you can't even get in to see the house, are being sold sight unseen. That's right, we can sell a house sight unseen. Person has never seen the house, they are buying the house. So in the last couple of weeks, I have been very successful in obtaining homes for my clients. I'm gonna let you know how I'm doing it, and hopefully it will help you as well. Listing agents are cutting back on the amount of time that they're allowing for showings. They're allowing sometimes 15 minutes, sometimes a half an hour for someone to get in the door, out the door, and make a decision. They are typically asking for highest and best offers, typically by the end of the first day, sometimes after the second day. Most homes here are getting 15 and 20 offers within the first and second days. Completely insane. So my first tip number one, when you are making an offer, make sure it's your highest and best offer. That's the highest that you're gonna go, because you may not get another chance at submitting an offer. They can come back and ask you for another bid, but most of the time they're just gonna take one of the highest bids and they're gonna take yours and throw it in the garbage. So, first offer is your highest and your best. So what am I telling my buyers? I am telling every buyer that I'm with is that you've got to be pre-approved. And it's more than pre-approved. There are some mortgage lenders that are completely underwriting you so that the only thing that is necessary is a title search and an appraisal. That's the only conditions. This means that you're going through the entire underwriting process prior to looking at a home. Most selling agents, if they see a conventional loan where you're putting up at least 20% and or you're paying cash, those are the offers that are usually going to the top of the list. Conventional loans, putting down 20%, completely pre-approved, which kind of bops out a lot of people who are getting FHA loans and VA loans. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is right now. Don't expect the house to actually appraise for what we're offering. Expect the house to appraise for the asking price of the house. Anything above that price, assume it is not going to appraise for, and you have to be prepared to pay out of pocket when it comes to closing. So for instance, if you're looking at a $700,000 house that's up for sale for $700,000 and you offer $740,000, Assume that house is only going to appraise for $700,000 right now, and you're going to have that $40,000 in your bank account that you can put up at closing in order to close on the house. So my recommendation is if you're looking for a house in the $700,000 price range, I would search for homes in the $650,000 price range, knowing that you're going to be able to cover yourself should the bidding get up to about $700,000. Now, hopefully, the appraisals catch up. Sometimes we are offering to waive the appraisal. So we are having an attorney write up a document that says that if this house does not appraise for what we are offering, we agree to pay out of our pockets the difference between what the mortgage company is going to lend us and the amount of money that we are offering you. We are waiving the appraisal. So here in North Carolina, I'm telling my buyers that we have two fees. We have a due diligence fee and an earnest money deposit. The first deposit, the due diligence, goes directly to the homeowners. They get to keep that whether or not we buy the house or not, and it is put towards the purchase price of the house. So in a normal market, we're offering $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, depending on the house price. We are offering $15,000, $20,000 in due diligence. This is money that my buyers are not going to get back if they decide not to go forward with the house. If they decide to go through with it, that money goes towards the purchase of the house. So the tactic of putting in a large due diligence fee with the seller sees is if this person pulls out, I got 20 grand in my pocket and in my bank account, and I just go ahead and put the house back on the market. It really puts your buyer in a tight position, but you have to be in that position in order to get a house. It's a risk. Not only that, when you're buying a house here in North Carolina, you're buying the house as is. The seller does not have to repair it. So if there's something wrong with the house and you ask for repairs, the seller doesn't have to repair it. And if you pull out, they still get your due diligence fee. Normally, we're only offering $1,500, $2,000, something major. The seller typically will fix it. Right now, we are even waiving repairs. So we're saying, okay, not only are we giving you a ton of money for due diligence, but we're not going to take 3 weeks. We're only going to take about 2 weeks to check out the house. And if we find anything wrong with the house, we're not going to ask you as the seller to repair anything in the house. It is crazy. It is a risk. I feel comfortable doing it in homes that are pretty new. 2017, 18, 19. I also feel comfortable in a lot of homes where I walk in and I feel, it's like a sixth sense, like I feel like the house has been maintained, like it's a solid house, like I don't have that many fears of there being huge repairs. And if there are repairs, as long as it doesn't come up to that $20,000 level, we're kind of okay. But we are risking large due diligence fees, waiving repairs in order to get the home that we want. It is insane, but that is what is going on. So essentially, if you're putting in a highest and best offer with a large due diligence, you better be sure that you want that house, that you're going for it. The only way to get a house now is to be very, very aggressive. Now, some sellers don't care about the due diligence. They only care about the final number. What's the highest price that I'm going to get for this house? Typically, we are offering over asking. If you're going to offer at asking, you're not getting a house. Over asking and 6, 7, I have seen as much as 10% over asking price. So that's what we are offering. We have no idea what the other offers are going to be. Selling agent's not going to tell us what kind of offers they have. They're working for their sellers and they're trying to get as much money as they can. So they're not telling us. We have no idea but you have to go to your limit. How much are you willing to go for this house? Put it in the contract or in the offer and let it go and be at peace with it. But you gotta be sure. Very hard to be sure in 15 minutes after looking at a house, but unfortunately, that's where we are right now. So I have been involved in some deals that the price was the most important thing, and some other deals where the due diligence was the important thing, and then some deals where both are really important. And so what I do is I reach out directly to the listing agent, and a lot of agents will do this, and ask what is most important for their sellers. Is it a quick close? Do you want to close in 3 weeks? Do you want a short due diligence period? Do you want to lease back the house after closing? Some people want to close the house, use the proceeds to buy another home, and they want to lease that house back. In that situation where we're leasing it back to sweeten the pot, we are not asking them for any money for the right to stay in the house after the close. Not only is reaching out to the listing agent important, but having rapport, realtor to realtor, person to person, with the other realtor on the other side of the transaction is so important. I find that if I have a great rapport with the person on the other end of the line, that if we're able to laugh, if they get my sense of humor, if they're funny, if it's an easy conversation, it makes them say, hey, I can work with this guy. I like this guy. Now, ultimately, the seller makes a decision, right, on price and due diligence. But if they have someone who's presenting the offer and say, hey, this guy is awesome, he's going to be great to work with, and I don't foresee any problems, that can go a long way as well. So typically, I will call the listing agent once, I'll call them twice, I will feel them out, have some fun, see if we can get along very well. And if we do, it kind of gives me a bit of an edge. I think it gives me a bit of an edge anyway. Now, there are some people that I call the listing agents, and it's like talking to a stone wall. So there I have absolutely no edge, nothing I can do. Now again, my buyers will ask the agent how much other people are offering. They're not gonna tell me, but you know, you kind of can play around and you can feel out the situation, and sometimes you can figure out kind of where you stand as far as your offer. Personal letters is another way that may separate you from the pack. Now you have to be very careful what you put in the personal letters. Sometimes the listing agents aren't going to send over the letters. Sometimes a little video will help. But I've seen a wide spectrum of things happen. There was one seller who requested not to have any personal letters. Then I have a buyer and the seller requested not only one personal letter, kind of, you know, who are these people and we want this house to be special for you like it was for us, but asked for a second personal letter as to why they're moving to North Carolina, what's their reasoning. And they used that as a differentiator, and that worked for us. Then I have another client who wrote a letter about something personal, and the seller actually went through the same situation. And I think that kind of cinched the deal as well. So what I'm saying is personal letters can make the difference. So personal letter, throw one in. You never know what the winning hand is going to be. You don't know what that trigger is going to be. So play all your cards. You've got the pre-approval. You have talking to the other agent and getting rapport. Large due diligence, waiving appraisal, waiving inspections, waiving repairs, leasing back at no fee, asking when the best date for them to close is. Make it as easy as possible for these sellers to say, hey, this is my best offer. And again, remember, always offer your highest and best offer right away. You want to go in as hard as you can. Now, as an aside, this nonsense is going on with new home builders as well. There are some home builders, new home builders here in Charlotte, in the Charlotte area. What they're doing is they have like one home coming out of the ground. They have a bunch of lots that they're not releasing, they're holding on to, and they're having a highest and best offer on a home that's going to be due to be completed in 3 or 4 months. The home builder was asking you to put in your highest and best offer. 1.1 was the asking price. In addition, they were asking you for proof of funds. They were asking you for a pre-approval. They were making you put down 10% of the purchase price. So 10% of 1.1 would be $110,000. And then if you offered anything over that 1.1, they were asking you to put down the full amount. So in other words, if it was 1.1 and you offered 1.2, you would have to put down $110,000 plus $100,000 that you offered above. So you'd have to put down an earnest money deposit of $210,000 if you wanted to get the house that was listed at 1.1. It is absolutely insane. Do I see a housing bubble? I don't. Do I see housing prices continue to go up? I do. Do I see them going up forever? No. It will level off at a certain point, but if you're looking to buy a house, now is a good time to look and buy, because next year it's going to be 10 or 15% more than what the prices are right now. Looking for a luxury home or a new home here in the Charlotte area? I'd love to be able to help you get to the next best part of your life. Feel free to call or text me. My information is down below. For my free guide, go down to the description below. There's a link there, free guide. Get that, it's invaluable information. Thanks for watching. Let's get you a house. And until next time.